Your dog is happy when you come home. That part is real. But in those first 60 seconds, something is happening inside their body that no one really talks about. It can affect how they sleep, how they handle being alone, and how badly they fall apart the next time you leave. And without meaning to, you might be making that first minute harder for them. Over time, that adds up. So here are 7 things you need to know. Each one builds on the last, so watch them in order. Number 7. The wagging tail is lying to you. This is something I wish someone had told me years ago, that a wagging tail doesn't always mean a happy dog. Stanley Korn, a psychology professor who has written more dog books than most people have read, says a wagging tail works a lot like a human smile, and smiles can mean a lot of different things. Nervous smiles, polite smiles, real ones. Tails are the same. Researchers in Italy actually figured out something wild about this. When a dog wags more to the right, that side usually means good feelings. When the wag leans left, that often means stress. Most owners never notice the difference because we just see tail moving, dog happy, all good. But what about that fast little vibrating wag your dog does when you walk in? That isn't always pure joy. That's a body buzzing with so much chemistry it can barely hold itself together. Then comes number 6. Your dog's body is already in crisis before you open the door. Long before your hand touches the doorknob, your dog already knows you're coming. They heard the car, they heard your shoes on the steps, they heard the keys. By the time you open that door, their heart is pounding. Their stress hormone, called cortisol, is climbing. Their nervous system is in what scientists call full arousal. And here's the part that hurts to hear. The average dog needs anywhere from 30 minutes to over an hour for that stress hormone to come back down to normal after a big spike. A Swedish researcher named Therese ran a study back in 2014 that changed how a lot of trainers think about this. She had dogs reunite with their owners 3 different ways: quiet ignoring, talking only, or calm petting with a soft voice. The dogs who got the calm petting and quiet voice had the biggest drop in cortisol. Their bodies actually settled. The loud, high-pitched, baby-talking, full-body wrestling greeting most of us do, that doesn't help your dog calm down. It pours fuel on a fire that was already burning. So your dog is happy and also flooded. Both can be true at the same time, and that flooding is doing something to their behavior that most owners never connect. Number 5. The way you say hello is quietly training anxiety.
The wrong thing to do when you get home is to meet your dog's enthusiasm by letting out a chorus of praise like, "Mama loves you!"
This one took me a while to accept too. Every time you walk in and explode with excitement, your dog's brain learns something. The door equals huge feelings. Your absence becomes the empty space between huge feelings. And that empty space starts to feel unbearable. A Hungarian researcher named Veronika Konak found that dogs who had the most over-the-top, frantic greetings were also the dogs most likely to show separation anxiety. The pacing, the chewed-up couch corners, the whining at the window. She found this twice in 2 different studies, in 2011 and again in 2019. Then, in 2018, a researcher in Italy named Chiara Meriti tested something simple. She gave dogs 1 minute of calm petting before their owner left. Just 1 minute. The dogs who got that calm contact stayed calm 3 times longer during the separation than dogs who got nothing. So the answer was never to ignore your dog forever. The answer is calm. Not big, not loud, just calm. If your dog falls apart when you leave, your greeting is part of the loop. Not all of it, but part of it. And the fix is gentler than you'd guess. Number 4. The 3-minute pause that changes everything.
It also helps to diminish separation anxiety to some degree if leaving and coming back are kept more calm and nonchalant.
Walk in the door and pretend for 3 minutes that your dog is a houseplant. I know, it feels mean. It feels wrong. Your dog is the best part of your day and you want to drop your bag and squish their face. But hang on. For 3 minutes, you don't make eye contact. You don't say their name. You don't reach down. You take off your shoes, you put your keys away, you go pee. You walk past your dog like they're a piece of furniture you already knew was there. Karen Overall, a veterinary behaviorist who literally wrote the textbook on this stuff, has been recommending a version of this for years. So has Patricia McConnell, who studies why we humans handle dogs the way we do. Even Ian Dunbar, the trainer who started the whole positive reinforcement movement back in the 80s, says, greet the dog after you've walked in and settled, not the second the door opens. Why does this work? Because your dog is matching the energy in the room. If the room is calm, their body has nothing to copy. If you walk in soft and slow, they slowly come down. The peak gets smaller. The recovery gets faster. And after a couple of weeks, the door stops being a fireworks show. 3 minutes is the floor. Some dogs need 5. A few need 10. You'll know it's time when their breathing has slowed and their body has gone soft. But here's where most owners trip themselves up again. They wait 3 minutes, then ruin the whole thing in the next 5 seconds. Number 3, skip the sit command and wait for the real thing.
Is that when I put my hand on the door, the cue for him is to sit. Good boy. Yes, very good.
A lot of trainers will tell you to make your dog sit before they get any attention. And it works, in a basic way. But there's something better that doesn't need a single command. The moment you say sit, your dog has to think. Their brain switches back on. You've made yourself the center of the room again, right when they were about to figure out how to settle on their own. So don't ask. Just wait. Keep doing your normal things. Sooner or later, your dog will offer you something on their own. They'll lie down. They'll wander into the kitchen. They'll glance at you with soft eyes from the couch. That's the moment, not before. Crouch down slow. Use a low voice. Pet their chest, not the top of their head, because head pats can actually feel a little overwhelming up close. A few slow strokes. Then get up and go about your evening. There's a Norwegian trainer named Turid Rugas who spent decades watching how dogs talk to each other with their bodies. Slow blinks, turning sideways, yawning. She calls these calming signals. When you greet your dog using their language instead of yours, something in them relaxes that no command can reach. Dogs raised this way build a kind of default calm that most dogs never get. The door becomes just a door. The big event isn't the hello, it's the whole evening you spend together after. But there's one behavior that survives even the calmest greeting, and trying to fight it head on usually makes it worse. Number 2, why your dog jumps and why yelling never fixes it.
Remember to always ignore jumping and to never give your dog attention if they jump up on you. You may be doing a lot of ignoring at first.
Jumping isn't bad behavior. Jumping isn't your dog being dominant or stubborn or rude. Jumping is math. Your face is up there. Your dog wants to reach it. Their fastest way is up. That's it. Now here's the painful part. A 2009 study out of the University of Pennsylvania looked at what happens when owners use rough corrections, hitting, kneeing, yelling no, holding the dog down. They found that more than 4 in 10 dogs hit or yelled at responded with aggression. The corrections didn't fix anything. They made the moment scarier and bigger. So forget the knee, forget the spray bottle, forget all of it. When your dog jumps, turn your whole body 90 degrees away. No words, no hands, no looking. Become a wall. The second their paws touch the floor, even for a heartbeat, turn back and the visit continues. Calm energy, your timeline. If they jump again, you turn away again. Most dogs figure this out faster than we expect. 4 paws on the floor means access to you. Paws in the air means a wall. The behavior fades on its own, and every single person in the house has to do this. Every time. If one person lets the dog jump, even sometimes the whole thing falls apart, because dogs are built to keep trying when something works only sometimes. That's actually the strongest kind of training there is, and it works against you here. If you've got more than one dog, there's another layer hidden in the homecoming that quietly damages their relationship with each other. Number 1, in a multi-dog home, the greeting is where sibling problems begin.
No.
2 dogs rush the door. One gets there first. You instinctively reach down and pet that dog. The second dog shoves in. You pat them too, but a beat later and a little less. Do that for a year, then 2, then 5. What you've taught the second dog, without meaning to, is that they come second, and dogs notice. This is where a lot of resource guarding between housemates actually starts. Not over food, not over toys, over you. Patricia McConnell wrote a whole book about multi-dog homes called Feeling Outnumbered. Her advice is simple, but most owners skip it. Use the 3-minute pause for both dogs at the same time, equally. Neither one gets attention until both have settled. Then greet them in no fixed order. Some days one, some days the other. No favorites, no pattern. Both dogs need to feel, deep down, that your love isn't a limited thing they have to fight for. Owners who skip this and greet the same dog first every day for years end up with 2 dogs who have built their whole relationship around your attention. And it's almost never good for either one. What actually changes in 30 days? Week 1. Your dog will be confused. They might whine more, jump harder, test you. That's normal. They're checking if the old contract still works. It doesn't. Hold the line. Week 2, you'll see them offer little moments of calm on their own. A lifted head instead of a sprint. A soft glance instead of a leap. Week 3, the jumping will mostly fade. The whole evening will feel quieter, because a dog who wasn't flooded at 6 o'clock settles easier at 9. Week 4, something deeper shifts. Your dog will look at you more, not from need, but from interest. They'll handle you leaving better, because coming home stopped being the center of their universe. The calm spills into everything else you try to teach them. 5 rules. Ignore for 3 minutes. Wait for calm. Pet the chest, not the head. Turn away from jumps. Treat all your dogs as equals. Do this every single time without missing one for 30 days. Then watch what happens to a dog you thought you already knew. If this helped you understand why your dog acts the way they do when you walk through the door, our companion channel Canine Mind goes deeper into the why behind it all. Why the bond can feel obsessive sometimes. Why dogs fixate. Why calm is the hardest thing for a loved dog to learn. The how lives here on Canine Guide. The why lives on Canine Mind. New videos every week.